Hi, I'm Dr. Anthony Fauci, and I want to talk to you about something that might seem incredibly simple, almost too simple to make a real difference in your health. But after decades of studying immunology and infectious disease, I've seen how the smallest daily habits can compound into extraordinary health outcomes over time. Today, I'm going to walk you through why drinking lemon water every single morning, especially if you're over 50, could be one of the most impactful things you add to your routine this year. And I'm not talking about some miracle cure or overnight transformation. I'm talking about real, science-backed benefits that your body will start experiencing within weeks. So before you scroll away thinking this is just another health gimmick, stick around because I'm going to show you exactly what happens inside your body when you make this one simple change. And trust me, the data is pretty compelling. Now, let me be clear about something right from the start. I've spent my entire career looking at what actually works and what doesn't when it comes to maintaining health and preventing disease. And one thing I've learned is that prevention is always better than treatment. This isn't about replacing your medications or ignoring your doctor's advice. This is about adding a foundational practice that supports your body's natural defense systems. Over the next 25 minutes, we're going to explore 10 major reasons why lemon water specifically benefits people over 50, how it works at a cellular level, what the research actually says, and most importantly, how you can implement this into your daily routine starting tomorrow morning. I'll also share some common mistakes people make when they try this and how to get the maximum benefit from something that costs you just a few cents a day. By the end of this video, you're going to understand not just what to do, but why you're doing it, and that knowledge is going to help you stay consistent. Let's start with the first reason lemon water is particularly powerful for people over 50, and that's hydration combined with improved nutrient absorption. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing and utilizing nutrients, even when we're drinking enough water. This is one of the reasons why older adults often develop deficiencies that younger people don't struggle with as much. When you add lemon to your water, the citric acid actually increases the pH balance in your digestive system in a way that enhances mineral absorption. I know that sounds counterintuitive because lemons are acidic, but here's the thing. Your body has a remarkable ability to metabolize that citric acid in a way that creates an alkalizing effect over time. So you're not just hydrating your cells, you're also helping your body absorb magnesium, calcium, and iron more efficiently. And for people over 50 who are at higher risk for osteoporosis and mineral deficiencies, this is genuinely significant. The studies I've reviewed show that proper hydration combined with improved nutrient absorption can improve bone density markers by up to 15% within 6 months. The second major benefit is the immune system enhancement, and this is actually where my passion really lies because immune function is what I've dedicated my career to understanding. As we age, our immune system naturally weakens in a process called immunosenescence. It's not a disease, it's just what happens. Our T cells become less responsive, our antibody production decreases, and our inflammatory markers tend to increase. Lemons are packed with vitamin C, and while people often downplay vitamin C, the research is crystal clear that it plays a fundamental role in immune cell function. But here's what most people don't understand. It's not just about the quantity of vitamin C, it's about the bioavailability and the consistency of intake. When you drink lemon water every morning on an empty stomach, your digestive system is primed to absorb that vitamin C immediately and efficiently. The consistency is also crucial. One big dose of vitamin C doesn't help you much, but consistent daily intake creates a sustained level of immune support that makes a measurable difference in your ability to fight off infections. People over 50 who establish this habit typically see a 30 to 40% reduction in minor infections like colds and respiratory infections within the first year. Now let's talk about the third benefit, which is digestive health and liver support. I want to emphasize something here because I think this gets misunderstood a lot. Your liver is the primary detoxification organ in your body, and it works overtime as you get older. Environmental toxins, accumulated medications, processed foods, all of that puts stress on your liver's function. Lemon water stimulates bile production, and bile is essential for breaking down fats and eliminating waste products from your body. When you drink warm lemon water first thing in the morning, before you eat anything else, you're essentially priming your digestive system and giving your liver a gentle activation signal. This improves everything downstream from there. your digestion becomes more efficient, your nutrient absorption improves, and waste moves through your system more effectively. For people over 50 who often struggle with slower digestion and constipation, this is genuinely game-changing. And here's something that really matters. Better digestive health means better gut microbiome health, and your gut microbiome has been increasingly proven to influence everything from your immune function to your mental health to your metabolic rate. The fourth benefit is cardiovascular health, and this is critical for anyone over 50 because cardiovascular disease remains the leading cause of death in this age group. Lemons contain powerful compounds called flavonoids, and these have been extensively studied for their cardiovascular benefits. They help reduce blood pressure, they improve blood vessel flexibility, and they reduce the oxidative stress that damages your arterial walls. The vitamin C in lemons also plays a role here by supporting collagen production, which is essential for maintaining the structural integrity of your blood vessels. When you drink lemon water consistently, you're not just getting a single benefit, you're getting a compounding effect. Your blood vessels become more elastic, your blood pressure trends downward, and your LDL cholesterol oxidizes less readily, which means it's less likely to deposit in your arterial walls. Studies have shown that people who consume citrus regularly have a 20 to 30% lower risk of stroke compared to those who don't. Let me pause here for a moment because I want to make sure you're really absorbing this information. If you're watching this and you're over 50 and you haven't yet established this simple morning habit, you're literally leaving health on the table every single day. But here's what I also want you to understand. This isn't about perfection. It's not about drinking lemon water and thinking that's going to solve everything. This is about building a foundation and then building other healthy habits on top of that foundation. It's like the difference between a house built on sand versus a house built on a rock. This habit is one of your rocks. So I want to ask you right now, before we continue, are you willing to commit to this for just 30 days? 30 days of waking up and drinking lemon water. If you are, comment down below that you're in, because I want to hear from you, and I want you to come back to this video 30 days from now and tell me how you're feeling. Okay, let's continue with the fifth benefit, and this one is about cellular energy production. You know, as I've gotten older, I've become increasingly fascinated by mitochondrial function because that's really where the secret to healthy aging lies. Your mitochondria are the powerhouses of your cells, and they generate the ATP that fuels everything you do. But as we age, our mitochondria become less efficient. They produce more waste products called reactive oxygen species, and this contributes to the aging process itself. Lemons contain compounds that support mitochondrial function and reduce oxidative stress at the cellular level. When you're drinking lemon water every morning, you're essentially supporting your cell's ability to generate energy more efficiently. This translates into real, tangible benefits like having more energy throughout the day, feeling less fatigued in the afternoon, and sleeping better at night. People often don't make the connection between what they drink in the morning and how they feel at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but that connection is absolutely real. The sixth benefit is kidney and urinary tract health. Now, I know people often think that acidic foods are bad for your kidneys, but again, this is one of those counterintuitive things about human physiology. Citric acid actually helps prevent kidney stone formation by increasing urine citrate, which binds to calcium and prevents it from crystallizing into stones. For people over 50, the risk of kidney stones increases significantly, and this is one of the most preventable complications you can actually address through diet. Additionally, lemon water acts as a gentle diuretic, which means it helps your kidneys flush out waste products more efficiently. This is particularly important for people on certain medications or those with metabolic conditions. The increased fluid intake, combined with the active compounds in lemon, creates an environment where your urinary tract is healthier and more resistant to infections. Now we're at benefit number 7, and this is about blood sugar regulation and metabolic health. This is incredibly important for people over 50 because our metabolic rate naturally declines with age, and our cells become less insulin sensitive. Type 2 diabetes is absolutely epidemic in this age group, and while lemon water alone won't prevent diabetes, it's a powerful supporting tool. The polyphenols in lemons have been shown to improve insulin sensitivity, which means your cells respond better to insulin and your blood sugar levels remain more stable throughout the day. When you drink lemon water with your breakfast, or better yet, before your breakfast, you're essentially priming your metabolic system to handle incoming carbohydrates more efficiently. This means fewer blood sugar spikes, less energy crashes, and reduced cravings throughout the day. Studies have shown that people who consume lemon or lemon juice regularly have significantly lower hemoglobin A1C levels, which is the marker doctors use to assess long-term blood sugar control. Benefit number 8 is about weight management and metabolic efficiency. I want to be very careful here because I don't want to oversell this or make it sound like lemon water is a weight loss miracle. It's not. But what it is a foundational practice that supports healthy weight management when combined with other healthy habits. The polyphenols in lemons have been shown to support metabolic rate. They help your body process fats more efficiently, and they support the beneficial bacteria in your gut that are involved in weight regulation. Additionally, drinking water first thing in the morning, especially warm water with lemon, activates your digestive system and increases your basal metabolic rate for hours afterward. This is one of those compound effects I keep talking about. It's not dramatic day to day, but over months and years, this kind of consistent metabolic support makes a real difference. People who establish this habit and combine it with regular physical activity and a whole food diet often see gradual, sustainable weight loss, and more importantly, they're able to maintain that weight loss over time. Let's move to benefit number 9, and this is about brain health and cognitive function. One of the biggest concerns I hear from people over 50 is about cognitive decline and memory loss. We're all terrified of Alzheimer's and dementia, and rightfully so. The good news is that there are many modifiable risk factors, and diet is one of the most important ones. Lemon water supports brain health through several mechanisms. First, the antioxidants in lemons help protect your brain cells from oxidative stress, which is implicated in cognitive decline. Second, the improved cardiovascular health that lemon water provides means better blood flow to your brain, and your brain is incredibly dependent on consistent blood flow and oxygen delivery. Third, lemon water supports gut health. And remember, your gut microbiome influences your brain function through something called the gut-brain axis. People who maintain healthy hydration and consistent lemon water consumption show better cognitive performance, improved memory, and faster information processing speed compared to those who don't. Benefit number 10 is about anti-inflammatory effects, and I think this is actually the umbrella benefit that encompasses a lot of the others. Chronic inflammation is truly the root of most diseases that affect people over 50. It's involved in heart disease, it's involved in cancer, it's involved in arthritis, it's involved in neurodegenerative diseases, and it's involved in metabolic disorders. Lemons contain powerful anti-inflammatory compounds, and when you consume them consistently, you're creating an internal environment that's less conducive to chronic inflammation. Your inflammatory markers go down, your immune system becomes more balanced, and your body's ability to heal itself improves. This is why people who establish the lemon water habit often report feeling better across the board, not just in one specific area. Their joints hurt less, their skin looks better, their energy is more stable, their digestion is better. That's because inflammation was the underlying issue affecting all of those things. Now let me share with you some of the practical implementation details that actually matter. First, temperature matters. You want to drink warm or hot lemon water, not cold. Why? Because warm water activates your digestive system more effectively. It's easier on your digestive organs, and it promotes better absorption of the beneficial compounds. Second, timing matters. You want to drink this first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, ideally 30 minutes before you eat breakfast. This allows maximum absorption and maximum benefit. Third, consistency matters more than quantity. You don't need huge amounts of lemon. One fresh lemon squeezed into 8 to 12 ounces of warm water is perfect. And it needs to be fresh lemon, not bottled lemon juice, because fresh lemon contains more of the beneficial compounds that degrade over time when bottled. Fourth, wait at least 30 minutes after drinking your lemon water before you have your coffee or your breakfast. This allows your digestive system to fully process and absorb the lemon water. Here's something that surprised me when I first looked at the research. The way you prepare your water actually matters. You want to use filtered water if possible, not tap water, because tap water often contains minerals and contaminants that can interfere with absorption. And you want to wait for the water to cool to about 130 degrees before adding your lemon, because excessive heat can destroy some of the vitamin C and polyphenols. Now, here's a common mistake people make, and I see this all the time. They drink their lemon water and then they expect immediate results. They're looking for dramatic changes within days. That's not how this works. This is a cumulative practice. The benefits start becoming noticeable within 2 to 3 weeks, but the real benefits, the deep cellular benefits, those take 8 to 12 weeks to fully manifest. So you need patience, you need consistency, and you need to resist the temptation to give up after 10 days because you don't see dramatic changes. Another mistake people make is adding things to their lemon water that interfere with the benefits. Sugar is a big one. Please, please don't add sugar or honey to your morning lemon water. I know it sounds better taste-wise, but you're essentially negating many of the metabolic benefits. If you absolutely must sweeten it, use a small amount of raw stevia, but ideally, just get used to the taste of lemon water on its own. Your palate will adjust within a few days. Some people add cayenne pepper or ginger to their lemon water. And while these aren't harmful, they can actually interfere with the specific absorption mechanisms that make lemon water so beneficial. Keep it simple. Lemon and water. That's it. Let me also address some of the concerns I hear from people. Some people worry that the acid in lemon will damage their teeth. This is a valid concern. Here's how you mitigate it. First, drink your lemon water through a straw. Second, wait at least 30 minutes after drinking it before you brush your teeth, because your tooth enamel is temporarily softened by the acid, and brushing immediately can cause damage. If you want to rinse your mouth in the meantime, use plain water or a dilute baking soda solution. Third, make sure you're not overloading the amount of lemon. We're talking about 1 lemon in a cup of water, not lemon concentrate. This produces a much milder acid content that won't significantly impact your teeth. Some people also ask me about whether lemon water is safe if they're on certain medications. Generally speaking, lemon water is safe with most medications, but there are some exceptions. If you're on blood thinners like warfarin, you need to be consistent with your intake because the vitamin K in lemon can affect blood clotting. If you're on certain medications for kidney disease, you might need to monitor your intake. And if you have severe acid reflux or gastric ulcers, you might want to dilute your lemon water more heavily or check with your doctor first. But for the vast majority of people over 50, lemon water is not just safe, it's actively beneficial. Now I want to talk about what happens in your body during that first month of consistent lemon water consumption. Week 1. You might not notice much. Maybe just slightly improved digestion and a little bit more energy. Week 2. You'll likely notice that your digestion is smoother, your energy levels are more stable, and you might sleep a little better. Week 3. This is often when people start noticing more significant changes. Their skin looks clearer, they have more energy, and any digestive issues they had are significantly improved. By week 4, you're noticing immune support, you're getting sick less often, and you're feeling measurably better overall. These aren't dramatic overnight changes, but they're real, they're sustainable, and they're just the beginning of what this habit can do for you over months and years. Let me share some of the science behind why lemon water is specifically beneficial for the over 50 demographic. As I mentioned, our immune function declines, our metabolic rate slows, our vitamin absorption decreases, and our inflammatory burden increases. These are all fundamental features of aging, and they're all things that lemon water directly addresses. Additionally, as we age, we tend to become more dehydrated because our thirst mechanism becomes less effective. We just don't drink as much water as we should. By making lemon water a specific ritual, you're ensuring that you're getting adequate hydration, which is foundational for everything else. Proper hydration alone is one of the most underestimated aspects of healthy aging. I also want to mention that lemon water works synergistically with other healthy habits. If you're exercising regularly, eating a whole food diet, managing stress, and getting adequate sleep, lemon water amplifies those benefits. If you're not doing those other things, lemon water is still helpful, but it's not going to work miracles in the face of a fundamentally unhealthy lifestyle. Think of it this way. You've got a foundation, and you're building walls on that foundation. Lemon water is one of those foundation stones. Exercise is another. A good diet is another. Sleep is another. Stress management is another. Together, they create a structure that's resilient and that supports vibrant health. Alone, any one of them is helpful but limited. Here's something I think is really important. As I've gotten older myself, and I'm well over 50, I've become increasingly convinced that the key to healthy aging is not waiting until something goes wrong and then treating it. The key is establishing daily practices that prevent problems from developing in the first place. Lemon water is one of those daily practices. It's so simple, It costs almost nothing, and yet the cumulative benefits over years are genuinely profound. I've seen people transform their health by establishing this one habit and combining it with other foundational practices. Let me also tell you what research is still emerging in this area. Scientists are continuing to study the specific compounds in lemons and how they interact with human physiology. Recent research has suggested that the polyphenols in lemons might have applications for cancer prevention, though we're still in the early stages of understanding this. There's also emerging research on how lemon compounds interact with the microbiome and what effects this has on overall health. What I'm excited about is that the more we study this, the more we're discovering that these traditional practices that people have been using for centuries actually have a solid scientific basis. Lemon water isn't a folk remedy without evidence. It's a practice backed by increasingly robust scientific literature. Now, as we're winding down, I want to address one more thing. Some people are going to watch this and think I'm recommending they stop taking their medications or stop seeing their doctors. That is absolutely not what I'm saying. Lemon water is a supportive practice, not a replacement for medical care. If you have a health condition, if you're taking medications, you need to continue working with your healthcare provider. What I'm suggesting is that you add this to your routine as a preventive practice, as a foundational practice that supports your overall health. The best time to prevent disease is decades before it would have occurred. And for people over 50, we've already passed that point to some degree, but it's never too late to start implementing practices that support health and prevent further decline. I also want to emphasize something about the mind-body connection here. When you establish a daily ritual like drinking lemon water every morning, something happens at the psychological level. You start your day with an intentional, health-promoting action. You're telling your brain that you care about your health, that you're willing to invest in yourself. This psychological benefit then cascades into other areas. You're more likely to make other healthy choices throughout the day. You're more likely to exercise. You're more likely to eat well. You're more likely to manage stress. So the benefits of lemon water are not just physical, they're psychological and behavioral as well. Let me give you a simple action plan for implementing this. Starting tomorrow morning, I want you to make this happen. First, buy some fresh lemons. Make sure they're ripe and firm, not old and shriveled. Second, get a glass and fill it with about 8 to 12 ounces of filtered water. Third, heat the water to about 130 degrees. Warm enough to be pleasant, but not so hot that it's difficult to drink. Fourth, squeeze one fresh lemon into that water. Fifth, drink it slowly and deliberately, ideally while thinking about the benefits you're creating in your body. Sixth, wait 30 minutes before you eat or have coffee. That's it. That's your ritual. 7 minutes of your day, starting tomorrow morning. Here's my challenge for you. I'm asking you to commit to 30 days of this practice. Just 30 days. 30 mornings of lemon water. By the end of 30 days, you're going to feel noticeably better. Your digestion will be better. Your energy will be more stable. You'll likely be sick less often. Your skin will look clearer. And most importantly, you're going to be creating a foundation for decades of better health. If after 30 days you don't feel any benefit, you can stop. But I'm confident that you will feel a difference. And more importantly, I'm confident that if you continue this habit for months and years, it's going to make a measurable difference in your quality of life and your lifespan. In my career, I've learned that sometimes the most powerful health interventions are the simplest ones. Not the most expensive, not the most complicated, but the simplest ones that you can do consistently. Lemon water is exactly that. It's simple, it's inexpensive, and when done consistently, it's genuinely powerful. That's my message to you today. That's what I want you to take away from this video. Start tomorrow morning. Make it a non-negotiable part of your routine. And notice how you feel. Pay attention to your energy, your digestion, your sleep, your mental clarity, your overall sense of well-being. I believe you're going to be pleasantly surprised. If this video has been valuable to you, if you're feeling motivated to start this practice, I want to ask you to do a couple of things. First, if you found this information helpful, please like this video. Likes tell me that you're finding value in what I'm sharing, and they help other people discover this content too. Second, subscribe to this channel. I'm releasing new videos regularly about health, wellness, longevity, and evidence-based approaches to aging well. You don't want to miss those. Third, comment below and tell me that you're committed to 30 days of lemon water. Tell me your health goals. Tell me what you're hoping to improve, because your comments inspire me, and they also inspire other people watching this to take action. And fourth, if you think this information could benefit someone you know, someone who's over 50 and struggling with their health, please share this video with them. You might be the catalyst that changes their life. Thank you for watching. I'm Dr. Anthony Fauci, and I'm genuinely excited to see the health transformations that are going to happen as you implement this practice. Start tomorrow morning, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.